And right now on our tour of the Navajo Reservation in the area, we're in Gallup, New Mexico, and Gallup really is an interesting town. You know, demographically, 1/3 of the population is Native American in some way, so it really is a hub of Native American art in the Southwest with Navajo influences, Hopi and Zuni, and there's a lot of places you can go, a lot of trading posts you can see here, but we're going to do something a little bit more unique today and go to the flea market north of the city of Gallup, and it's only on Saturdays. It's a very interesting event, and people come from all over the region to sell stuff, buy things, good food, a lot of culture, and a lot of neat things we're going to see down there. So we're going to walk down, see if we can find some interesting jewelry and other things. A little bit different pace today on AJ Outdoors, a little bit more of a family-friendly, wide thing, and we'll see if we can meet some nice people and find some really good art. As we wander through the flea market, you know, you find a lot of really interesting things, and we've come across something that's really fascinating to me, and there's a really good story behind it. And I'm here with Helen Hosky from the Navajo tribe, and these are dimes that have been converted into buttons that you can put on any shirt, and you can kind of tell us the story of why it is you make these and where it comes from.
Well, a lot of the elderly people, they ask for it. They said their great-grandmother and their grandfather, they used to wear it. So they asked us to, we get the idea from the people, you know, what they wanted, so we make into that.
How long have you been an artist doing different jewelry and?
Oh, well, about 35 years. When silver was cheap, you know, $3 an ounce, that's when we started.
How long have you been coming to the Gallup flea market?
Since it's open, so we've been right here all the time.
So as we make our way through, I said we were going to look at some food, and obviously there's some delicacies out here that you can't get in a lot of places, and everyone knows about fry bread, and you get the best over here, but we're going to get something from the Kisa here that's a little bit special, and it's blue corn fry bread, and I'm extremely excited about it, and she's going to hook us up with some. Is it any tougher to make the blue corn compared to the regular fry bread?
No, it's a little bit different, but the ingredients, this is family traditional thing that we put together. A lot of people have asked me for recipes, and they even offered money to try and
And she actually makes it really beautiful, wide, giant piece, whereas when I mess it up at home, it's usually smaller, glumpier pieces.
This is very hot. It's about 380 degrees. How much? Okay, this is very hot. There you go.
Outstanding. And yes, it is very hot, so I'm going to let it chill for a second, and then we'll try it, and I'll tell you exactly how it is. Nikisha, thank you so much for helping us out and giving us some good food there. So that wraps up our trip to the Gallup flea market, and by the way, the blue corn fry bread, absolutely outstanding. Maybe the best I've ever had, but we got some cool stuff, got some good food, and now we're off to our next destination, Window Rock, Arizona. The next part of our journey is taking us to Window Rock, Arizona, which is aptly named for the giant geological feature over my shoulder. The hole in the wall was created by years of weathering, and Window Rock, Arizona, which is in Apache County, is famous for a lot of reasons. It's a fairly new city. It was founded in the 1930s, and the reason it's very important is it's the home of the tribal government for the Navajo Nation. Their council chambers are just a few feet away over there, and there's a lot of historic markers and things around here that we're going to take a quick look at, and most importantly, we're about 5 miles from Fort Defiance, which is where the long walk started for the Navajo people when they were forcibly removed and taken to Fort Sumter, where they were basically held for a long period of time and weren't allowed to come back to their tribal land. So this area has some springs running through it, and it was actually the first place that the Navajo people were ever able to stop and have water during their journey to Sumter, and it's a really beautiful area. The rock's absolutely breathtaking, and just a really nice place to stop and kind of take in some purity of nature. We're just a few yards away from the Window Rock Formation at a very special place. This fountain is one of 4 places that Navajo medicine men can come to gather water for a very special ceremony to the Navajo people. It's called the Waterway Ceremony, and it's used to give thanks or ask for abundant rainfall and water, and also used to cure illness. It has a very surreal feeling to it. It's a very special place, and a nice spot to stop on your way through the Window Rock, Arizona area. We've made our way from Window Rock, Arizona to one of the most beautiful sights I think I've ever seen. You're going to see it here in a second. I'm facing towards it. It's a Canyon de Chelly National Monument just outside Chinle, Arizona. And we're getting ready to take a little hike down about a 2-mile round-trip trail to the White House ruin, very famous Ansel Adams photo that I'm sure many of you have seen, but we're going to get an up-close look at it today and an up-close look at this trail, and absolutely amazing. It's been the highlight of our trip across the Navajo Reservation so far. So, you know, if the idea of a 2-mile hike scares you just a little bit, don't let it discourage you. There's plenty of places along the way where you can stop and rest and catch your breath, and it's you know, it's a pretty easy descent, and to be quite honest, it's good to stop and look at it because it's a wonderful sight, and you can just pause a little bit, take some photographs, and really capture it and catch your breath and head on down back the hill. Well, as you can see, we have successfully made it to the bottom of Canyon de Chelly, and what you're seeing right there is the White House ruins, and it's an amazing view. It's absolutely beautiful in every direction from the bottom of this thing, and it's really cool as a photographer for us to get to see something like this because it's a very famous photo by Ansel Adams, and to be able to walk right here and see that photograph and see how it was composed and just see the ambience of the situation is absolutely amazing, and completely worth the walk down the canyon to see this. It's a real easy walk. Please do it. And we've got a good look at it, took a bunch of photographs, and I think we're going to head back up the wall and depart Canyon de Chelly. But it's been a wonderful experience so far. Absolutely beautiful. Well, as you can see, we've concluded our day of our trip around some sites on the Navajo Reservation, and I've got a plethora of food in front of me. We're at Earl's in Gallup, New Mexico, and Earl's is very cool, and it's actually one of the places we want to recommend you go. And other than the food that you see piled up, one of the cool things about Earl's is there are certified Native American art vendors who come through the store while you're eating and offer you stuff. And just before we even got our food, I've already scored a really gorgeous turquoise necklace, and our photographer John added to his collection of smaller Kachina dolls, and stuff's really moderately priced and really good quality, and kind of a neat little place to come eat, so stop by Earl's. And we want to thank you guys for hanging out with us today. Saw the flea market in Gallup, you saw Window Rock, Arizona, and then hopefully the highlight was Canyon de Chelly, which was a lot of fun for all of us. And we hope you come back next time on our next AJ Outdoors adventure. And until that time, for photographer John Barrow-Smith, I'm Zach Long with the Lubbock Avalanche-Journal. We'll see you next time.